right, well, welcome everyone to tonight's class on seasonal support. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to be talking about so many different things about allergies and season issues, what to look for, how to get the best help that you can, and keep moving forward with your health. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat below. I have that pulled up as we go. And after the class, I'll stick around for a Q&A session if we have anybody or any questions that I didn't get to at the end of the class. So if we haven't met yet, I am Dr. Alison Goggin. I'm a functional medicine physician. I've been an educator in essential oils since 2012. And those two beautiful children right there are mine, and they're really what inspired me to start teaching more classes, help reaching more people, and get to the root causes of illnesses and how we're feeling, because there's seems to be not many options, right, when we're looking at what we can do for our health, but there are, and that is what led me into functional medicine and essential oils. So let's talk about the different types of allergies that we can have. Now, most people know mold, grasses, trees, food. Those are the really obvious ones. Now, mold does come from environmental factors like being outside, obviously, but it also can be in the home, and it's very, very overlooked. Most people think that their homes are mold-free or clean, and they're actually not. I don't know if I have this in my class later, but if you've ever been to one of my classes, I like to give as much information as possible so you have all the tools that you need. Now, you can get mold testing through a company and have them come to your home and test your whole home. That's a possibility. You can also get local tests at your local hardware store and test your bathrooms, especially if they're connected to a bedroom, and put them in different places of your home and see those levels there to get tested. Of course, grass and trees are your seasonal typical allergies, most common ones that we deal with, pollinating plants, flowers, all of that good stuff. Food allergies can also mimic sinus drainage, loss of your voice, morning coughing, tinnitus, brain fog. It's not always as obvious as stomach distress or diarrhea. You can actually have seasonal feelings of allergies from food. And then stress. Stress is a major factor because we're going to talk about our immune system and our liver, that our increases in stress directly impact how our immune responds to allergies. So if you're more stressed out, you're going to have a higher allergic response to things in your environment. So how do allergies affect us? The first way, the most common way known, is histamine, right? So we have a stuffy nose, we don't feel good, we're outside or even inside, right? And we take something over the counter, maybe your daily medication, and it fights that histamine. Histamine is a chemical created by our mast cells to increase inflammation, to help really get rid of these things in our body. And it can look like coughing, sneezing, difficulty breathing. It can also look like hives or welts, redness on the skin, watery eyes, things like that. Secretory IgA, which I'll refer to here on out as SIgA, lines our mucosal membranes as our first line of defense. And this is actually really important because how our body has its first line of defense set up is how the rest of our body and our health will recover with allergies and sensitivities. And then our liver clears histamine, inflammatory chemicals, modulates the immune system. So if your liver is backed up, if your liver has difficulty detoxing or conjugating hormones and toxins, if you have a sluggish gallbladder, if you're not making good enough bile, if you don't have a gallbladder, all of this can build up histamine and sensitivities in your system, leading to more and more and more allergies. And then, of course, the immune system orchestrates all of this. I don't think it's something we often think about with our immune system. We just assume it's a type of reaction, and we have to live with it. So we need to really focus in on these things as we talk about allergies as a whole. So let's kind of dive into what is secretory IgA. Like I said, I'm going to call it SIgA. This is a type of antibody that protects our body's mucosal surfaces. It lines all of our mucous membranes. So our sinuses, our mouth, our esophagus, the entire digestive system, stomach, GI, intestines, our lungs, and also the vaginal tract, the bladder, and parts of our skin. So SIGA is drastically affected, obviously, by infections. The more infections you have, maybe tonsillitis, sinusitis, chronic strep, maybe chronic candida, chronic yeast, can lower this SIGA, and then it makes it harder to fight and come back. Chronic gut infections, autoimmune conditions, food sensitivity. So if you have a food sensitivity and you keep eating the food that you're sensitive to, whether you know it or not, you're decreasing your body's ability to fight, and this will wipe out this layer of protection that we have. Chronic stress and increased cortisol levels are shown to lower this part of our immune system, as well as certain medications, hormone changes. Our body is actually very sensitive. It's very strong, but it's also very sensitive. So this is something to keep in mind as we keep moving forward, because we want to be able to support this as best as possible. All right, as we move forward, there's some terminology that you need to know, because we're going to be talking a lot about oils and supplements and food. So specifically for essential oils, aromatically means that you can inhale your essential oil right from the bottle or add a few drops to your diffuser. This is a great way to use essential oils, especially for seasonal support, because it'll clean the air in your home, but also support your health and your systems as you're breathing that in. If you use the oils topically, that means on your skin, whether you put them where it hurts. So if you're having a headache, you can apply it to your head, or your shoulder hurts, you can put it on your shoulder. Sinus issues, you can put it around your nose. Very gentle to use. And you see a bottle on the bottom right there is fractionated coconut oil. You always want to dilute your essential oils with a base oil like coconut oil, olive oil, something that'll help protect the skin as well. And then the last one is internally, which means you can add a drop of oil to your food, your water, or an empty veggie cap. And at the bottom, you see veggie caps right there. So it's essentially an empty supplement capsule that you can fill up with essential oils or any product that you want, cap it, and take it like a supplement. So it makes it really easy to use. So my number one is essential oils. It's the easiest thing to do. They work very, very well. So the number one combination is always lemon, lavender, and peppermint. You can put this in a diffuser. I love to keep this running, especially at night, because we're just breathing heavier, we're breathing more deeply, and it seems to be like you wake up in the morning, things are really heavy. This will help clear that out. You can also add this to a roller and add some of that coconut oil to it, and then apply it to the back of your neck, around your ears, never in your ears. So that's your first warning. And then you can also apply it around your nose, but be careful not to get it in your eye. And then some people like to just add them to a veggie cap and take it as a supplement. You can do that as well. Now, my next go-to for essential oils is melaleuca, or also known as tea tree oil. I like to add this one in specifically for mold. There's something about St. Louis and mold that we all deal with these issues, and tea tree does seem to help with that balance. So if you're a St. Louis person or you're sensitive to mold, you can add that tea tree in with the lemon, lavender, and peppermint to your diffuser, your roller, or your veggie cap. That's what I do. And if you really struggle with stuffy nose, blocked up nose, difficulty with that, digestion and lime are excellent for breaking up mucus, for supporting that lining. And if you think about it, digestion is for digestive system. It helps support the enzymes in your stomach and your intestines, and it's breaking things down naturally. So that also works. So I like to put a little bit of lime and digestion on the bridge of my nose. Again, don't get it in your eyes. You've been warned. You can also put those, again, diffuser, roller, veggie cap as well. Now, my go-tos also include blue tansy and Roman chamomile. These two, again, diffuser, roller, veggie cap. I also like to use blue tansy and Roman chamomile underneath my tongue, especially if it's a really bad day or a really sensitive day. And if you aren't registered yet, make sure you join my class in 2 days for the mast cell activation and long hauler syndrome, because I'm going to be doing deep dives more into skin issues. A lot of people struggle with hives and itchiness and some things that look, it might be eczema, it might not. There's a lot of questions here when we're dealing with allergies and immune reactions. So blue tansy and Roman chamomile are excellent for calming this down. So make sure you register for the MCAS class, the mast cell activation. If you struggle with that, we're going to be diving deeper into those issues. But for blue tansy and Roman chamomile, you can use these topically as well. The compounds that are in both of these oils are very calming for histamine, helps it balance it naturally. It relieves the itching, it relieves the pain. And I made a spray for hives for myself that has blue tansy, Roman chamomile, peppermint, lavender, frankincense, manuka oil in it as well. And I just spray it wherever I'm having hives, and immediately the pain is relieved, and that's been a lifesaver. The next thing that I really love to talk about is we have a respiratory wellness program. So most people are struggling with breathing, coughing, and these are the best products. So what I love about it is that they ship you different kits, so you're getting different products to use and try. So we have these breathe cough drops, the breathe oils. We're going to talk about all this in a second too, but I just wanted you to know that there are lots and lots of options that you can try to really make the most out of what you're using. And with each kit, you get a little special product like a personalized diffuser, a car diffuser, and then another diffuser for your desk. So that's wonderful. Okay, so the next topic I have for us, strategy number 2, is supplements. So supplements are really important because we're working on the immune system. We're working on the liver and gallbladder system. So all of these things are combined, as well as, again, going back to supporting that SIGA. So number 1, I have Zendocrine, which is our liver support. I like the white bottle, is what we kind of call it in doTERRA, because it's that herbal complex. It has very special herbs that help thin the bile. So when it makes it easier for the liver to get rid of the things that are packaging up to send out, it makes it easier for the gallbladder to release it into our small intestines when we eat. So that way you're detoxing at a more efficient level. You're getting rid of excess histamine and these chemical alarm systems that our body's releasing when you have allergies, and you're going to feel better faster. So while the oils tend to be more of I hate to say this, but it's true, but it's more of a Band-Aid solution, right? You can use lemon, lavender, and peppermint to help you get through the day, but there's kind of almost, forgive me, no way to get rid of seasonal allergies, right? Because it's just a sensitization to your body. Now, of course, you can do programs or treatments like NATE or acupuncture, and there's some energetic programs that get to that root cause, but I don't do that, but you can find a practitioner who does. So in this situation, the way I work with my patients and my customers is we try to get to the root cause through the immune system and then layer on extra support. So the Zendocrine is going to do that as well. Now, yarrow is the plant and the essential oil, and then pomegranate is the POM, the POM here, and the yarrow POM capsules. I absolutely love the capsules. It's called our cellular beauty complex because it's great for skin and anti-aging and cellular health. But because it has similar properties to that blue tansy, you're also getting histamine support, liver support, hormone support. Is going to reduce the stress on your gut. It's going to reduce the histamine flares throughout the body. It's going to help with that joint pain and skin issues. It's going to cover you head to toe in a good way. So this is something I would absolutely add on and make sure you're taking every single day. And then the second to last one is Terrazyme. So digestive enzymes are also really important. So these are things that you take with meals. Digestive enzymes are meant to help break down food. So if you take them without food, it'll do a little bit, like it's good for joints. It can help with long-term digestion, but it's not going to help with the food you're digesting. So when you take enzymes, you want to take them when you eat. I always say 1 to 2 if it's a light meal, 4 if it's a beer, pizza, and wings kind of night, a heavier meal. You get to know your body and what you need. So when you take the digestive enzymes with food, it also helps support a natural balance of histamine. There's a lot of histamine that comes from the stomach, which is why over-the-counter things like Pepcid is really a great antihistamine, something we also used for mast cell. because it helps lower that, regulate it, make sure that it's a balanced level. So histamine really comes from the stomach and the liver again. So we're hitting every single system as we go through this to, one, to get to the root cause, two, to make sure that your body is functioning top to bottom and everything is supported, and you're getting the help that you need. So that's Terrazyme, digestive enzymes, fantastic. And then over here, I have Tri-Ease. So Tri-Ease is a soft gel. And what that means is it's a capsule. And this one has the lavender, lemon, and peppermint built into it. Some people do better with supplements, and that's wonderful. And they don't want to have to carry around 5 bottles and fill up veggie caps. And now it's already done for you. So it really takes off the pressure, makes it really easy for you to put in your purse or keep at your desk or even put in your emergency bag. I always carry them in our backpack when we go out hiking or we're outside. So in case somebody has an attack of allergies, we run into something, they can take a Tri-Ease real quick or in the car on the way there home. On a functional side, if you will, I wanted to talk about extra supplements that are going to support your digestive health. So Repair Vite is my number one go-to for secretory IgA support. This is a product by Apex Energetics. It is my go-to. I've been using it for myself for a long, long time. It's been incredibly helpful. So Repair Vite is soothing for mucosal membranes. It helps reduce leaky gut symptoms. It helps support the immune system. And now when you can have leaky gut, you can actually also have leaky lung and leaky brain and leaky heart. All of these barriers are able to be opened and have chemicals and immune reactants and toxins and bacteria and viruses and mold and yeast go in and out, which is why leaky gut can be so hard to treat, right? And same with leaky lung. So if you're chronically dealing with lung and sinus issues, you're definitely dealing with an IgA, that secretory IgA support. So that Repair Vite will actually work on all of these barriers, the brain, the lung, the heart, and the gut, because it's working on those mucosal membranes. Fantastic. It's a powder. You add it to water. You do it once a day, maybe twice if you're in a seasonal time, and then you can move on with your life. The next powder I recommend is SBI Protect, because it's also working on those mucosal membranes and secretory IgA. It's great for gut and lung health as well. You add it to water. Now, my only caveat on that is because it is dairy-based, if you do struggle with the dairy sensitivity, then I would not recommend taking this. It can be inflammatory, but if you don't and you're not sensitive, then this would be something I would really encourage you to take. And then my last thing on the supplement support wise is vitamin A and D. A is so important for lung issues, and we need to take it in the right amount of dosages. We're really not getting enough A and D in our life. And the hard part is also that depending on your latitude of where you live, we don't absorb vitamin D from the sun. We can't use the sun rays until late April to maybe even the end of August. We only have a short window of time if you live in America, especially if you live in Missouri or higher. We're just not close enough to the sun to be able to use what we need to get out of it. So taking vitamin D, getting your levels tested, making sure that you're doing what you need to do is going to be really important for your health. Okay. Strategy number 3 is all about food. And of course, I say sorry because a low histamine diet does kind of cut a lot of favorite things out. Red wine, chocolate, eggs, bacon, deli meat, tomatoes, most grains and dairy, right? All of our favorite things, all of our favorite go-tos for most people. So there is, Dr. Becky Campbell wrote a great book, and really it's a recipe book for low histamine cooking. I really recommend it. And when you cut those foods out, so even say you have seasonal allergies, and you're like, Alison, I'm just allergic to trees. I'm here for the trees. I don't care about what I'm eating. But if you think about it, say you're drinking red wine with eating chocolate at night, and you have eggs in the morning, you're eating all these high histamine foods, you're increasing this histamine in your body, and your body has a tolerance for how much it can deal with. And then you go outside and now you're being attacked by your seasonal allergies, and they're miserable. So the more you can lower your histamine through your lifestyle, through supplements, through oils, and through supporting your body, minimizing exposure, the less you're going to have these seasonal reactions as well. And then, of course, dairy. So I like to tell these stories because it's actually really common. So I have many, many, many patients over the years where they have chronic lung and sinus issues. They wake up hoarse. A lot of times I like to talk to my patients in the morning, almost first thing, because I want to hear what they sound like. I want to hear if you're coughing, if you're wheezing, if you have that postnasal drip and you're constantly clearing your throat. And they say, oh, I just have really bad allergies. Well, there's another side to that story. And that other side is, well, what are you eating at night? And my patients usually tell me, oh, well, I like to get in bed and I have a bowl of cereal with, my milk, or I have my ice cream, or I have sugar, or, something usually not healthy, usually dairy-based or sugar-based. And then they go to sleep. And what's happening is that they go to lay down, right? Because you're going to sleep. They just had their nice, yummy food, but they're having a reaction to it. And the stomach is creating acid because they're having a reaction to it. And that stomach acid bubbles up all night. It's really hard, to digest food when we're laying down. And instead of going to the small intestine, this acid creeps up. It comes up into the esophagus, into the throat, starts to penetrate the sinuses, and it irritates the sinuses. You're breathing, you're not consciously swallowing. So a lot of that acid will actually get into the lungs. So when you wake up, you're like, wow, my nose is really stuffy. Maybe you have a headache. You have to cough everything up. You don't know where all this mucus is coming from. And you think, wow, I need an air purifier in my room. Well, the long story of this is that what you probably need is to stop eating dairy. You need to stop eating ice cream and treats at night. A lot of times this includes those high histamine foods like pizza with pepperoni and deli meats on it, and tomatoes, of course. You have pizza with grains, inflammatory, red tomatoes, pasta sauce, deli meats, and cheese, like the most high histamine food that you can eat, and then going to sleep. So if this is you, if you find like, wow, I've used all of the oils, Alison, and I've taken almost all of your supplements, and I'm still having this horrible morning time, I can 100% guarantee you it is something that you're eating, and especially at dinner or in the evening. So cut it out. I'll tell you that every one of my patients who have cut it out wake up in the morning and then they feel amazing. No more coughing, no more inhalers, no more issues. I'm going to add in something that's not on here, which includes coffee. Coffee is a major mold factor. A lot of my patients will have to switch their coffee. If you're drinking anything that's traditional off the shelf, you're going to be having an issue. Folgers, Dunkin' Donuts, it's just full of mold. And that mold is going to make you have those type of reactions, those seasonal reactions. And you might even be saying, yeah, I have seasonal allergies all year round. Isn't that weird? And it's, you can have those all year round, absolutely. Based on how sensitive you are. But then again, you need to check your home for mold. You need to check your food, types of histamine, and then coffee is another major mold factor in food. And then stabilizing your blood sugar is also really important. Inflammation, high blood sugar, and histamine are actually also closely linked. So if you're feeling hangry, meaning you get really upset and angry if you're starving, or you get nauseous, or you get a headache, or you feel really tired after you eat, your blood pressure is probably or your blood sugar is probably on a roller coaster all day long. And you need to find a strategy that's going to work for you to help normalize that. Most people will find that they can do better eating small, like maybe 3 main meals and a couple small snacks, eating about every 3 hours, to stabilize their blood sugar until they can go back to normal eating. I don't recommend fasting if you're doing this type of blood sugar work, if you're having that roller coaster, but that would be something I would say, we have a lot of chiropractors here and their patients, as well as my patients as well. So make sure you talk to us, talk to your doc, get your blood sugar checked out, do those symptom survey forms, figure out if you're a high blood sugar, or low blood sugar, or a roller coaster blood sugar person, and that'll help you manage your histamine and inflammation from there as well. Okay. I also like to talk about testing because that's really important. Now, of course, seasonal testing is obvious, right? Whether you do the skin pricks or you do blood tests, whatever is obvious for you and easiest so you know what to do, avoid. And sometimes I can even help you pick out what's the right medication, what's the right oils for you, what's the right supplements, things to help manage that. I also recommend a GI map, which is a stool test. You do that at home. I know it's not sexy. No one likes to talk about it. But what it does is it looks at that good bacteria, bad bacteria. It does look at the secretory IgA and immune levels. So it'll be able to give you an insight to, all right, is this what's suppressed and needs help, or is there something else going on? The ratio of good bacteria and bad bacteria are really, really important, even when it comes to seasonal allergies, because they also regulate histamine and things in our body. So what I should probably do for this class is go back and add on the PB Assist from doTERRA, the probiotic, and the GX Assist, which is their herbal support and essential oil support for monitoring good health. So it supports the good bacteria. It reduces the opportunistic bacteria that cause chaos in our body, and that brings a really good balance as well. Food sensitivity, ideally blood. I see all kinds of crazy things in the functional medicine world, like hair testing or saliva testing for foods. You want to do blood because that's where your immune system is living, and that's going to help you figure out what really affects you. And then immunoglobulins, so your IgA, your IgG, IgE, IgM, there's many different things that you can look at depending on your health history. Plus vitamin D's, B's, whole blood histamine is another thing that you can test for that can be really, really helpful to figuring out the root causes of your sensitivities, what parts of your body immune system need to be supported, and then working from there. And a lot of times food sensitivity tests will include mold sensitivity, which can help you further identify either what type of mold, is it environmental, is it home-based, or is it something else going on? Okay, so I have bonus info on here. So some information that you might not have heard of before, but a lot of people know about the neti pot. There's lots of different ways that you can use it. There, in the picture, you see an actual pot. I've seen ones that are syringes, so it's more forceful with the pressure. It tends to work a little bit better. Or you can do the sinus spray. So that's just a saline spray to help keep those mucous membranes nice and healthy, wet, clear. It also supports the secretory IgA in there, reduced inflammation. So there's a couple options. And then I have one of my favorite little tools is called the Healy. It's a frequency device that helps with inflammation, helps with allergies, reducing that histamine on a more bioenergetic level, if you will. So definitely check out the neti pot if that's something that speaks to you. Now, a lot of people ask me, can you put essential oils in your neti pot? I would not. One, your mucous membranes are much more sensitive to essential oils, especially in your sinuses. And the other issue that people run into is that you can't undo putting essential oils in your sinuses. So say you put a hot oil on your skin accidentally, like oregano, and your skin turns red, it's a little uncomfortable. Well, you can put some fractionated coconut oil on it and dab it, and it'll clear up relatively quickly. But if you put something inside of your sinuses, you can't necessarily flush it out. You're just going to have to live with the pain for a bit. So I wouldn't recommend it. I would use a diffuser. I would use oils topically. Maybe under your tongue would be better. The mucus lining of our mouth is actually much stronger. It turns over much faster. And if you put something in your mouth, say under your tongue, you don't like the taste, you can swish and spit it out. You can drink water. It's going to clear out a lot faster. So, okay. Now, strategy number 5 is always ask for help, right? Because you're not alone. There's how much, we went through so much information tonight. It's kind of hard to know where to start, right? So if you're here, you are able to schedule a free consultation online with me. So you can copy that link, get on my calendar, and we'll take about 30 minutes to go through your top concerns, what's worked, what hasn't worked. We'll make a plan for you to help you move forward. We are offering a free membership this month. So you can grab a starter kit of your oils and your supplement support for free membership And then you get a discount on your essential oils. So everyone gets the same price as members. There's no minimums. There's no monthly contracts. We have a lot of options for that as well, but I'd rather you get your discount and not have to pay extra as well. So, and if you have any questions, you can message me, the m.me/littleblackbagmedicine. That's my Facebook messenger. It's easy to get a hold of me if you have any questions. And this month, if you want to enroll and get your membership, I am gifting you a free Mito 2 Max, which helps your mitochondria, helps with energy. There's no chemicals or caffeine or stimulants in it, so you don't have to worry about hyping yourself up. So that gives you a great natural energy. Plus, it's great for your cellular health. It's great for your immune health. Also great for your liver. So we're going to take care of you from head to toe, no matter what's going on. So we are here for you. So make sure you either schedule a consultation, grab your starter kit of oils, and join the MCAS class if these are issues that you're still dealing with and you needed some extra help. So I'm going to check. I don't have any questions right now. So if you have any questions, of course, feel free to message me, shoot me an email. Make sure to join our Facebook group where we have lots of free posts daily on how to use your oil. I'll throw that in the comments to us as well if you have any questions. We are here for you. And all right, so I put our Facebook group in the comments there for you. And that is all I have for tonight. So thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope you have a wonderful sleep and you feel so good. And I will see you guys soon for our next class.